Good morning and welcome to Purpose Driven Finances, where our focus is helping you use your finances to achieve the purpose and plan for your life. And now here's the host of Purpose Driven Finances, Allan Molina with Serwus Capital Management.
Hey, good morning. This is Allan Molina, your host, Purpose Driven Finances, president of Serwus Capital Management. Hope you're having a great, glorious fall weekend. Man, I love these temperatures. I was able to pull out the flannel. I just love my flannel, enjoying it. I wonder how it fits under a suit, but I guess we'll find out end of next week because, Rich, I'm wearing a suit next week.
Why?
I'm going to the Liberty CEO conference.
Ooh.
You going?
No.
Oh, you should. Why don't you come with me? I got a guy.
I'm not allowed on that campus.
Oh, don't give me that CRAP.
They talked about lightning striking or something.
No, they didn't. No, you didn't hear that Jonathan and I have reserved a seat right beside us. There's a ribbon around it, and there's a reserved seat right beside me, bro.
Right.
At the church Sunday morning. I got you.
All right.
It's got you. There's no fire extinguishers around.
Yeah, you better have plenty.
There's no grounding rods.
Better have plenty.
You know? And Jonathan is looking forward to me seeing you and shaking your hand.
Uh-huh.
He is. Because we both like you, bro. But enough of that. It's a great time of the year. Hope you're enjoying life, and thank you for taking the opportunity to listen to the show. And give me a call at 434-316-0246. Been really busy with prospective clients, meeting and talking, and it's a great opportunity for me to serve you. And a reminder, no account's too small and no account's too large. We don't have an account minimum. We're a fiduciary fee only. The better you do, the better we do. Only way for me to get a pay cut is one of two ways, Rich. I can either lose a client or lose money. And Friday, I'm glad I didn't get paid on Friday because the market's
not a good day in the market on Friday.
No, it got beat like a whole pack of mules.
What happened?
Well, I'm not privy to all the letters that go out to the presidents, the emissaries, and the dictators, and the prime ministers, and whoever
You're
else.
not copied on that stuff?
No, I'm not copied in. But at about 10:57 on Friday, I think it was 10:57, Trump decided to come out with a truth or a tweet or whatever.
Truth Social. Yep.
On Truth Social.
Gotcha.
That China was sending out letters to countries that said you need to withhold the rare earth minerals and you need to manage the exports of those because they basically want to have control over these countries, but also the rare earth minerals.
And why would countries listen to that?
Well, part of the reason is, you ever heard of the Silk Road?
No.
The Silk Road, from what I understand, is they have gone even into Africa, basically going into countries and saying, we'll give you X amount of billions of dollars, but we have to control the things. Like they did that in Panama. From what I understand, the Panama Canal was owned by China, and then they could control things. Or at least they had a lease that lasted an extreme amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some scuttlebutt last year about it, and I think it's finally been turned over back to America next year or this year or something.
Yeah, it got renamed, didn't it?
Right. I don't remember. What is it?
Well, there was the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
But they did something with the Panama Canal too, didn't they?
Probably.
I mean, you go ahead. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, you look it up. You look it up. And so what ended up happening is Trump came out and said, listen, for every one rare earth mineral and magnet that you want to control, we have two elements that we can control. And so you say, Allan, what's so big about rare earth elements? Well, they're essential for technology, defense systems, electronic or electric vehicles, and semiconductors. You say, well, that's great. How does it affect me? Well, you're listening probably through your phone, through your radio, through your Wi-Fi router. Those are all have rare earth elements in it. And so what's happened is Trump is rather angry, and he's looking at very high tariffs. And as of right now, China controls nearly 70% of global rare earth production. Now, if you remember, and I apologize, folks, I should be a better lawyer, even though I'm not one. I should provide the information. But if you remember, not president, but Hillary Clinton did a rare earth mineral deal.
Yes, not president.
Right, not president. Wannabe president. She did a rare earth mineral approval for China to buy during when she was Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, yes, I believe that's correct.
And so that was a big issue, and it's still an issue. Did you find out what did they do anything with it?
He talked about wanting to rename it, but he never did.
Oh,
he did rename the Gulf of America, though.
The Gulf of America. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. And so, what else is going on? The biggest concerns are restrictions, pressure U.S. manufacturing.
Well, let me ask you this: moving forward, is this letter that China sent out concerning rare earth minerals a major factor moving forward? Is it a blip on the radar? What do you think?
I think ultimately it's going to be a blip on the radar.
Okay.
I think Trump will come out and say, okay, fine, we're going to do 150% tariffs or 200% or some ridiculously high number. And then he'll talk to Xi and they'll be like, oh, bro, I didn't mean, that. And, and whoever sent the letters out was going to get in trouble, or China is going to
or killed, or disappear.
Yeah. They're not exiled, but they harvest the organs over there. That being said, I expect there to be a little bit more volatility. Last time it happened, I'm not talking about, February, March, April, but there was 2 days, the volatility jumped up, the fear index. I think probably by Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be blown over, or we'll see another 20% down. But I'm expecting it to blow over, nothing major. Now, if you put all your savings into zero-dated options for Friday for calls,
sorry,
probably need to get a job. Walmart's hiring. It's a tough day. So, and that's it. Now, the other thing, Rich, you run I continuously tell people you run a good company, and I appreciate there's a new. I have a new spread in the magazine coming out. I don't know what the section is called, but your team did a great job, and I appreciate it. You guys always do a good job. And the Charlie Kirk memorial that you guys did, thank you for allowing us to be part. And
well, that was all Fox News. We just had the opportunity to rerun it, but no, that's important in this area, right?
Yeah, it is. But not only that, but it was a great idea, and your team is always great and a great magazine. So, folks, check out my spread in it's a 2-pager in the magazine.
Well, that won't be out till November.
November, yeah. Well,
November 1st.
I need to keep telling them
winter issue
for the next three weeks.
Okay.
Check it out.
Keep an eye out.
Also, Rich, it's not on my notes. We're going to talk about credit risk next.
We're all waiting for that.
Yes, exactly.
And then insurance, I hope.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, it's a great thing. Aren't you glad every show isn't like that?
It's important, but it's not the most riveting.
But guess what?
Yes.
Somebody I know who listens texted me this week,
Mm-hmm.
Allan, so what should I do about insurance? And what did we talk about? It was life insurance. What did we talk about last week?
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance.
No. Like I said, I know it's important, but it's not somewhere where people are right. Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Right. Well, but I have been told that people like our humor.
No good.
So that's a good thing.
Sure.
So what were we talking about? I have no idea. No.
Well, you were talking about insurance, part 2.
No, we were something before then. It was before the credit risk. See, we get on this rabbit trail. And
sorry.
You didn't do anything wrong.
I'll take the blame.
No.
I always take the blame.
No, you don't.
I always get the blame.
Yeah.
Both of my boys are away at school.
Yeah.
And I still get blamed for stuff that they do.
Bro, my sweet wife, Pam, heard it. And she was like, you guys need counseling. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that. Pam's listening, and we're listening together because we taped the show early. Everybody knows that. She just slapped me. So she said, "Allan, I did not say that." No, I'm just kidding. You guys are sweet. How adorable you are.
Oh, enough.
That being said, and I really wanted to tell you what it was, and oh well, it would have been.
Oh, you said somebody. Oh no, you touched on it.
About insurance.
Yeah,
life insurance. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But if it does matter, we'll come back. If not, it probably was like a butterfly. I need to take some ginkgo biloba. That being said, credit risk. The reason I talked about that company last week, it was a color company. They had color in the name of it, and they sold vehicles to illegal immigrants. That was their main, and then they double pledged their assets. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the market, there was another company, public company that's gone into bankruptcy, and there's like chatter throughout the markets that the economy is slowing because look at jobs, and the economy's slowing because of bankruptcies. But what's interesting is a lot of the bankruptcies and economy slowing is around areas that, frankly, I wanted to slow in. Like, what are those areas, Allan? Illegal immigrants not having more employment. You remember over the past 2 years, like 1.7 million jobs have been removed.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's natural-born Americans are getting the jobs, not foreign-born. And so I like that slowing because natural-born Americans need the jobs. And it's a much better...
So it's almost addition by subtraction.
Right. And then what's going to end up happening is wages are going to go up. And so it's just a much better thing. And so realistically, bankruptcies are going to happen. I'm not, the people who are going through bankruptcies, it's harsh and it's tough. And I'm sorry that those companies are, but that one that was doing things fraudulently, you kind of get what if you sow fraudulent activities, you're going to reap repercussions. Mm. So my suggestion is if you hear about it, like a lot of in the bond portfolios, we have a little bit of high yield bonds. I'm not talking what happened on Friday because of the China and rare earth elements, but they were down about 1%, going back 2-3 weeks. That's nothing major. It's just people are nervous. And so when it comes to it, if you hear about it, don't worry about it, folks. Just move on. Every cycle we hear credit risk is coming. It's an adjustment, just not a collapse. Just keep on moving on. Manage your portfolio. I think there's going to be some risk coming up into the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter next year. But that's like a lifetime away. So, folks, that's why the markets are down on Friday, and why there's a little bit of noise in the bond arena.
But you're saying it's nothing to worry about.
I wouldn't worry. I'm not worried about it. Now, if something significant that happens next week, we'll adjust. But the QPM just said stick with it, which is the most up-to-date. When I say up-to-date, dynamic asset allocation is weekly, but the QPM is keep on going, wait till Monday, wait till Tuesday, and if it continues, then we'll make changes. But I'm not concerned as of right now.
Good.
I'm going to have a great weekend. So, folks, give me a call, 434-316-0246, and check out my website. Stick around. We got some great information. Take care of your house and your car. What's my number?
It's Brian Kilmeade.
Evidently, they not only have a lot of them, natural resources, but they've been hoarding a lot of it too. By far, double the second most who's been hoarding in Vietnam, then Brazil, then Russia, then India, then Australia. We need it. But let me ask you, why are we not in the Congo? Why are we not cutting a quick deal with Ukraine? Why are we not in Minnesota getting our own rare earth? It's national security. You can't tell me there's not reason now to go ahead and do it.
The Brian Kilmeade Show, weekday mornings from 9 to noon on WLNI.
Words of wisdom from the woodsman. Life rule number 9. Look for the grift. Our sin nature inherently drives each of us to self-worship and self-preservation. Quoting Proverbs 26:24, the evil-minded will disguise themselves with their lips, but in their hearts they harbor deceit. I'm Tommy the Woodsman. Selflessness, integrity, and authenticity are my priorities. If you want a tree service provider who is going to give you an honest assessment and not try to pull one over on you, then submit a request for an estimate at IHaveASawForThat.com.
And now, back to Purpose-Driven Finances. Here's Allan Molina with Serwus Capital Management.
Hey, good morning again. Allan Molina, your host, Purpose-Driven Finances, President, Serwus Capital Management. Hope you're having a nice little break, a minute break, gave you a little bit extra time, sitting here with my co-host, Rich Roth. Remember, give me a call at 434-316-0246. I want to help you achieve the purpose and plan for your life through financial planning, portfolio management, exciting things at Serwus happening, new website coming out, greater ways to help our clients and serve them. But Rich, I want to talk about what's my number for homeowners insurance, and auto insurance. I know it sounds boring, and I know it's not something that you're gloriously excited about, but folks, the thing about insurance is you don't really think about it till you need it. And I know, Rich, it's public knowledge, so I can share it. When I say that is we talked about home warranties and how home warranties, it didn't go well with you. No. I'm getting ready to file a thing. I got the guy who made me the pool thing he put on a lathe and made out of brass. He called me about my toilet issues that I talked about last week. So I'm going to be doing a claim in the next week or two about my toilets for my home warranty. And we're going to see
how it works.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting. But remember, insurance is really something you need to keep up with, and you need it when you need it, and you hope you don't need it. And it's really an area of risk management, not an afterthought. Because I know in my life when I have needed insurance, and you go in there and you go, and then after you read the policy and you've gone through life and you're covered in life and it doesn't work, it's really angering and frustrating. You want to reach out and choke somebody or at least give them a stern talking to.
You're like, why do I even have this if it doesn't cover this or that or the other thing?
Exactly.
The big one with homeowners is water damage, right?
Water
because lots of people, a pipe will break or whatever, they'll have a slow leak in their wall and, then all sorts of mold and whatever and not covered.
Yep. You gotta, because you know what happens with most people when they get insurance? They get it and they think they're covered and they never ever read it and move on. Because realistically, Rich, how many times have you read your policy once you got it?
Zero.
Exactly. I've read a few policies. There's been a few times when I got a little perturbed when I heard something from somebody else. I went and I read all of my car insurance. It was riveting. I just didn't, because I have 4 people I cover. I didn't want crap to happen. And then I'm like, I owe $100,000 because somebody messed up. I want to make sure it's all covered. But really the goal is to protect your assets and your cash flow from unexpected loss. Now, Rich, one thing that I have done is I have gone through and I've added an umbrella policy. We're not going to cover what's my number on an umbrella policy, but I think mine, I have an additional $2 million worth of coverage for like $300 a year. And so, Lord willing, it doesn't happen, but let's pretend it's an icy road and there's a van of teenagers coming down the road and something bad happens. I skid off the road and I cause an accident. Hopefully I'm covered. I don't want anything bad happening to anybody, but it's just for $300, it gives me comfort. So let's look at homeowners for that exciting, thing. Also, you need to look at renters insurance, because if you are renting and you have a lot of stuff, can you afford to replace everything? I know you don't really, you care, but you really don't care if that place gets burned down. But what about all your stuff? So make sure you look at that. But, dwelling coverage. Yes.
Dwelling coverage.
My brain went because I didn't know what question to ask you. Rich, when Pam and I built our house,
okay,
and we want to have you over, man. Got to watch a football game. It's not like our glorious friends, but it's a nice little area. That being said, I built my house for $117 a square foot. That's pretty cheap.
Okay.
Okay. I've had two people in the building industry who have looked at my house and seen it. They said it would be $250 to $275.
Wow.
I built it in 2000. I moved in 2017. You say, well, Allan, is that inflation? Part of it is inflation. Part of it is Pam and I and our boys did work in it. Like we refinished not refinished. We sanded the hardwood floors. We laid a lot of the tile. I installed all the plumbing. That you see. I don't know what you call that, but we did a lot of the work. But I don't have the time in order to do all of that work. So I would have to pay $250 to $275 to get the same house.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost double. So what I've had to do is make sure my replacement cost for my home is there.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's not what your home is valued at. It's what it would take to rebuild it.
Exactly.
Which is different. Like,
exactly.
You look at Zillow or whatever and your home is worth $500,000. But could it be rebuilt from the ground up? Probably not.
Probably not. Because realistically, if your house is worth $500,000 and it's a 3,000 square foot house, all you have to do is do 3,000 times $200, and that's low.
Mm-hmm. And that's $600,000 right there.
Boom. And so if you only have coverage of $500,000,
you ain't getting the same home.
Nope, you're not. But the other thing is also look at personal property, the contents like furniture, electronics, jewelry. Like one thing that I collect are daguerreotypes. You know what they are?
No, never heard.
I didn't think you would. Not many people have. A daguerreotype is the very first type of photography. Louis Daguerre. Now you know why I go to antique shows, bro.
Oh man.
And but I like people, and so I like and it was revolutionary in 1839 when he developed this, and it started happening in America in 1840. It's really cool, and I'm not going to bore you with all the process, but they're really cool looking, and they're valuable. Like I have cases that are made that are made for Matthew Brady.
Yeah. Who?
Matthew Brady.
Okay.
Matthew Brady is he's the number one photographer of the Civil War.
Okay. Why didn't I know that?
Exactly, bro. See.
Does the camera work?
Yes, I have cameras from back then that work. I can still take a picture.
Wow.
It's not
now
a Kodak.
That's cool.
When you're over, I'll show you. But yes, they can work. I don't have all the materials, but they can work. And they do. I don't do daguerreotype, but you can do a collodion process. People are bored. Come on, Allan. Come on. And so those types of things, they're not worth a whole lot. Thousands of or hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they're important to me.
Mm.
And so they're valuable. Some people have antiques. The Antique Roadshow? Sometimes I know you don't. I know that's riveting for you. You love that show.
Dude, this is my show.
Yeah, exactly.
My type of show.
Yes. But people have those things that they have saved. Everything from the Vietnam vet who got the Rolex, over when he was on furlough or whatever you call it, when you leave the war zone to go have some relaxation, and he got the Rolex and he had the receipt. Very valuable, very valuable. Or the chair or whatever. But you need to look at your personal property. Also, liability coverage, protection against accidents or lawsuits.
Well, I know you touched on this with personal property, but valuable jewelry is right at the top of that list. Most people don't have the antique cameras or whatever the hell you were talking about, but they have expensive jewelry or wedding rings or whatever. So,
Exactly.
So for the normal people, think jewelry.
Exactly, think jewelry. So check this out. We've had some college kids, come through our life that, we've mentored, and they've gotten married. Did you know that if you get a natural diamond, it goes up in value? If you get a lab-created diamond, it goes down in value. I didn't know that. I even confirmed it with a friend of mine who works at Finks. He's like, yeah, Allan, if you have a natural diamond, it will appreciate. But generally, lab-grown diamonds do not. So if you have a small diamond, like, my wife has a very small diamond that I bought her, 0.7 of a carat. That's how big the engagement ring is. It's gone up 4 times of what I paid for it.
Jeez.
And so you just need to look at your personal coverage. And so, also inflation. Need to watch out for that. And I would be a pain to you, whoever your homeowners is with. Get them to reevaluate it, because when life happens, you don't want that surprise. Hey, your house is 3,000 square feet. You can only build a 2,000 square foot house. That would not be very nice. Or you have all these nice fancy jewelry, and we'll just give you that gold back that melted. But that's all you got, bro. So make sure you check it out. Now, Rich, the last 2 minutes, let's talk about auto insurance.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woo-woo. So key coverages, and make sure you look at liability.
You don't want the minimums.
No,
you don't want the minimums.
No, you don't. Collision, comprehensive, uninsured motorist. The recommended minimum is 100, 300, and 100. That's liability, I believe, collision, and comprehensive. But I think in the state of Virginia, it's even less than that, the minimums that they, by law, allow. It is so crazy that it's so low. And I don't know, have you gotten anything worked on cars? Because I know you went through a streak, and you said on the radio of like several accidents in a year. But have you had any issue, anything recently? Yeah, bro.
No, nothing recently.
I remember.
A turkey hit my car.
A turkey?
It tried to fly, and it couldn't get over my hood.
Oh, wow.
So I have a dent. I got to get that taken care of.
Is it dinner?
No, I think it survived. It was a glancing blow.
That'd been a good Thanksgiving dinner.
It was a glancing blow.
Yes. But I have been surprised at how much things cost. Like my son, he was hit by another student, and the reason he had a car that was probably 15 years old, 20 years old, but the reason it was so expensive to fix is because the parts weren't available. It was a Crossfire, really cute car, but he couldn't get it, and so auto repair and liability costs have gone up 25% since 2021. That's a lot. And so what you folks need to do is go to your auto insurance and make sure it's taken care of, because you do not want to be the one responsible for the bills. Because not only is divorce one of the greatest things that hinders retirement, but also not having the correct insurance on your home or your car that causes issues. So, folks, if you have any questions, give me a call. Let's do a review. Let's do some financial planning. 434-316-0246. Any closing comments, Rich?
Have a great weekend.
Hey, you have a great weekend,
too. Can I take this home to study the insurance stuff?
Hey, bro, you don't need that. You know all about it. Thank you, folks, and I hope you have a blessed weekend.
Returns for illustrative purpose. This is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or use a platform. Only will a suggestion occur after a meeting to determine goals, risk tolerance, and time horizons. Investments involve risks and no guarantee of future results.